What up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the wrestling news once again, but this time on November 12th, 2024, where we're going to be talking about the wildest and intriguing news stories and rumors that you Assassinators need to know. And we're going to start things off with Jay Uso has a secret meeting with a certain 43-year-old WWE legend about joining Roman Reigns' War Games team. One of the biggest stories on Raw this week involved Roman Reigns without him even being there. Like the OG bloodline scrambled to try and find a fifth member of for their 2024 men's War Games match team. Without much luck, Sami Zayn and the Usos all went around backstage to find their man. Jimmy Uso spoke with Braun Breaker, while Sami Zayn asked Seth Rollins to join. Their team, meanwhile, Jey Uso was working discreetly, he met with multiple top WWE stars during Raw, and one of them was none other than Kofi Kingston, longtime New Day rival and friend, I guess you could say. and you'd be forgetting you'll be forgiving for missing this conversation as it took place in the background of the Miz's backstage segment with the Final Testament. And how did not notice that and pointed that out? Jay Uso talking to Kofi to get in there, but probably the reason why he wouldn't be teaming with Roman Reigns is because because Xavier, even if he wanted to, Xavier Woods will be trying to talk him out of it, and then we'll see Jey Uso never mind. But thank you for the consideration. But anyways, back to the topic. The the New Day member appeared to reject Jay's request for him to join the OG bloodline before walking away. Despite the outcome of it, Xavier Woods would not be thrilled to learn about the 43-year-old's secret meeting with the Yeet Master, especially considering that what Roman Reigns put him through in late 2024 or 20. What's it for? Late 2021, 3 years ago. I don't know how I just got that mixed up. It just don't make any sense. But you can see right here on this post from this ex user that pointed this out. That's clearly the gear that Jey Uso and Kofi Kingston was wearing last night on Raw. And can you see it good? I hope I got it right, but hope I got it where you could see it. But and meanwhile, Solo Sikoa also attempted to recruiting. He asked Seth Rollins to join the team after he had rejected Sami Zayn's offer, only for the visionary to turn him down as well. It appears that Solo Sikoa found a fifth member based on spoilers for next week's episode of Raw. And who do you think that might be? If there's some spoilers on what could happen on next week's Red Brand show, let me know down in the comment section right down below. But I think they will reveal it, but it probably won't be nobody from the Raw roster. Well, at least not this time, and it's gonna be somebody in the family. I'll say that's only the only what's they call the only clue I'm going to give you, Assassinators, by referring to. But well, who do you think is going to team with the Roman Reigns led version of the Bloodline, which is also known as the OG Bloodline? Let me know also about that as well in the comments. But next up, we got a veteran a WWE veteran mocks Dakota Kai's return, claims fans have been waiting for months and months. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo reviewed this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. He spoke about one specific angle where Damage Control was reunited with their longtime member Dakota Kai. Kai was out of action for the last 3 months. The Stars showed up like this week on the Red brand to help her team exact revenge, like on the Pure Fusion Collective in a six-woman tag match. Like Dakota Kai presence proved to be a major factor as Damage Control won the match after Io Sky hit a over the moonsault onto Shayna Baszler for the 1-2-3 win. On the latest on this week's episode of Legion of Raw, like Vince Russo sarcastically mocked that the Kai return was a huge moment on Raw. Like the veteran writer, like exaggerated his excitement, like highlighting like the lack of significance like of her return. He even joked about how WWE fans had been waiting for months and months for her comeback. He he stated the huge return like of Dakota Kai. Like we've been waiting for months and months. Okay, I'm back. He like the back as what I was saying before that interrupted me on my little device here. He said the huge return of Dakota Kai. Like we've been waiting for months and months and months. There was backstage. We had the Damage Control, and they joined for the big reunion. I jumped on my jumped on. I jumped. Out jumped out of my seat and come on, okay, back. Like I jumped out of my seat. I was dancing around the living room. Io Sky is already gunning for Liv Morgan's Women's World Championship, with Dakota Kai strengthening like the ranks like of the faction. It will be interesting to see what Damage Control is truly capable of the coming weeks in WWE. And what are your thoughts on Dakota Kai making a return? Like, do you think this was a long awaited was it a long awaited way past due moment, or do you think that it excuse me, like, or do you think it or do you think like this was way too obvious, like that, like to the point that they could have just have Dakota Kai being in a backstage interview without being like a surprising factor into the segment? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But I think either way, I was not expecting Dakota Kai making a return. I was expected to be somewhere after Survivor Series, if you ask me. But I guess what matters is now that Dakota Kai is back and she's finally like one of the half of the Damage Control member that was injured that's back into the uninjury list. Yeah, that's how it's pronounced without the L. Excuse me, Assassinators. But yeah, an injury list. And yeah, let me know in the comments like what do you think what's next for the captain of Team Kicker or the I'll say the longtime Damage Control member, whatever you want to call it, refer her as. But yeah, let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about you got WWE Raw. We got WWE Raw best and worst. Former champion returns after months. Like with a second War Games match confirmed for Survivor Series. A current WWE, I mean, on WWE Raw last night wasn't the most eventful show, but it did have its moments. Like we got a return, like of a few brawls, like and some interesting developments. Like in the Bloodline saga, like the road of Survivor Series marches on and so with all that in mind, like let's take a look at what no I think this is the wrong thing that we're supposed to be looking at, but moving on, we got some Finn Balor's former ally to return to Raw after a year, kicked from out of the Judgment Day potential replacement explored. And then we got some totally intriguing news for Monday Night Raw, most specifically the biggest heel faction of the brand, which is the Judgment Day, with the dissatisfaction between Finn Balor and the Judgment Day continues to escalate with each passing week. During the recent episode of WWE Raw, Balor expressed his frustration with Dominic Mysterio over Damian Priest getting a world title shot. Following this, Finn invited Dirty Dom to aid him and JD McDonough in their upcoming World Tag Team title defense against the War Raiders. And with the indications that Finn may soon part ways like will with the villainous faction, it's possible that AJ Styles could return to the Red Brand after a year-long absence. Like upon his return to Raw, Styles might kick the former Universal Champion out of the group and eventually replaced him. Like the last time the phenomenal one emerged on Raw was in 2023. Currently, Styles is on hiatus from WWE due to injury, but if he recovers soon, he could make his return. Both Balor and Styles have previously teamed up as babyface stars to oppose the Judgment Day, when it was led by the former WWE star Edge, the rated R superstar, I should refer him as. Later, when Finn Balor joined the faction, he attempted to recruit AJ Styles, but his efforts failed. Now, with Balor seemingly on the verge of leaving the faction, WWE could reintroduce Styles as his potential replacement. In this scenario, Styles could initially appear to be Balor's ally, but ultimately turn on him after this. He might kick Finn out of the Judgment Day and take his place in the group. This could serve as in the excellent way to reintroduce Styles after his injury hiatus, while also facially facial tate, facial facial litigating facilitating Balor's exit from the faction. Additionally, it would set the stage for a babyface run for the 43-year-old star. Like it will be intriguing to see how things unfold in the coming weeks, and whether Finn Balor and Judgment Day will soon part ways. How could Triple H book Finn Balor after parting ways with the Judgment Day question? Like, but before we get into that, ask you the question: do you think that AJ Styles would be a perfect replacement if Finn Balor did lift the Judgment Day? Or what are your thoughts on it? Or do you think they'll be good without an extra member? Despite Finn Balor leaving the group, let me know down in the comment section right down below. But yeah, moving on forward, we got how could Triple H can book the former Universal Champion to part ways with the Judgment Day, and if Finn Balor separates from the Judgment Day, one potential direction Triple H could take is bringing back his demon persona. Further, the 43-year-old could then reignite his pursuit of the World Heavyweight Championship, finally capturing his second world title in WWE. Balor has held a world title only once, when he became the inaugural Universal Champion at SummerSlam in 2016. However, his reign was cut short, as he was compelled to relinquish the title on Raw just 24 hours later due to in real life injury. But since then, the veteran has had multiple opportunities to capture a world title, but hasn't succeeded. After leaving the villainous, but after leading the villainous faction, however, positioning Finn Balor as the next world champion could be the best way to establish him as a top single star. And do you think that will be the case? Do you think that we could see we could we see could we see could we see Finn Balor get back in the world title scene and maybe even win the world championship? Maybe the world heavyweight championship, probably as soon as by 2025? Or what do you think is what's going to happen in Finn Balor's future? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But moving on forward, we got but yeah, I think Finn. But before I get into the next news story, I want to say Finn Balor does look world championship material, even not being a single star, maybe at least not yet. But when he does split from the Judgment Day, I sure hope that he does go after for the world championship and win that championship. And it will be like a 9 year waiting of coming, for almost 10 years of waiting to become a world champion. Even if it's late 2025, I sure hope he gets that push and and have the and make him with the company and if he ever had considerations of leaving company, it look like he's reconsidering of doing so because we can see WWE could possibly doing this. And maybe this was probably for the best to not book him as world, even though they had an opportunity back in I'll say back in 2023, but at the same time, Seth Rollins was doing some really great stuff with the World Heavyweight Championship. He looked like the guy that needed to be I'll say what's that the one that's carrying Monday Night Raw as the top star because they don't call him the visionary and the revolutionary for nothing. But moving on forward, we got Liv Morgan details the conversations with Cody Rhodes after the Crown Jewel Championship wins that they won respectively. We got current women's world champion and the current women's world champion and crown the inaugural Crown Jewel women's champion Liv Morgan, and the current WWE champion and inaugural Crown Jewel men's champion Cody Rhodes created history at the Crown Jewel Premium Live event this year in 2024. Recently, the Judgment Day star revealed the conversation she had with the American Nightmare following the Premium Live event in Saudi Arabia on November 2nd. Morgan defeated Nia Jax to capture the first ever Women's Crown Jewel Championship. The 30-year-old female star is now a double champion, similarly to Cody Rhodes, emerged victorious over Gunther, with a roll up, the surprise roll up, the most devastating move in all professional wrestling, also known as like to become the inaugural men's Crown Jewel champion. That being said, Triple H and WWE awarded both stars with Super Bowl style rings that they can wear around the world. The Crown Jewel title belts were retained at the WWE experience in Saudi Arabia for fans to admire. In a recent interview Billboard, the Mirror asked about her conversation with after they were both crowned winners. Liv Morgan shared that she and the American Nightmare were both overjoyed and proud after their respective WWE Crown Jewel Championship wins. And Cody Rhodes was particularly amused by the sheer size and weight of the championship title, finding it both impressive and comical. Like she like she said, I think we both were happy, proud, and honored. That if proud at it, was us. He was just how heavy is that thing, and because the title is so big, beautiful, and embellished, while laughing, she continued, it's like my size. It's essentially it's so heavy, but it's so cool. But wrestling veteran compares major WWE champion to Liv Morgan. But before I get into that, I want to ask you this question: what are your thoughts on to the latest win between Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan? And do you think that those were the right guys and girls that were going to be the winners of the championship? Well, at first I thought it was going to be Nia Jax. I already knew it was going to be Cody Rhodes because he looks unstoppable when it comes to being a champion. So I'll say, yeah, Cody Rhodes definitely going to be winning. I thought Nia Jax would be doing the same, being like a female version of the men's championship. But there were some distractions outside, with outside interferences with Raquel Rodriguez and Tiffany Stratton. So yeah, Liv Morgan easily got the victory by hitting what's that move no, she got for hitting what's her name with hitting Nia Jax with the briefcase. Well, Raquel, I believe, did that, and then she hit her with Oblivion. Amazingly, she got the 1, 2, 3, and the winner of this match was Morgan. But I want to wish both her and Cody Rhodes really a huge congratulations on the victory, and hope there's many more wins that we're this from. But let me know down in the comments below if you think that's so. But before I also get into the next slide, I want to step out for a second. Excuse me for a moment. Excuse me. Hey, Mom. It's like 1:10 right now. Okay. Right. You're like Gigi. Right. I guess I'll see you this evening, mommy. Exactly. All right, assassinators. I'm back. But yeah, back on. But more news about Liv Morgan. But according to a wrestling veteran, compares her to a particular other fellow WWE, one of her fellow WWE champions, and pro wrestling veteran, none other than Tommy Carl Lucci, criticized one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, Jay Cargill, in ring performances. The former employee highlighted the contrast between the Storm and Liv Morgan, while speaking on the Behind the Turnbuckle show, Behind the Turnbuckle, the Last Word podcast. Tommy Carlucci slammed Jade Cargill for her unnatural and fake in-ring performance, compared the miracle compared to the Miracle Kid, who, despite taking risk, delivers a more authentic, and believable wrestling style. And he said the difference is you see Liv and in the ring. She takes some serious bumps, but she can work in the ring. She makes it look real, and Jade just looks so fake and plastic. To me, that's the problem I have with Jade. She doesn't look natural. She is not natural in the ring at all. Jade Cargill, and her partner Bianca Belair retained their women's tag team titles last night on Raw against Liv Morgan and Jade Cargill. I mean, no, that's the Jade. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, on the November 11th edition of Monday Night Raw, on the USA, of course. But do you agree with Tommy Carlucci? Do you think that Jay Cargill was nothing compared to Liv Morgan, and she shouldn't be in the same ring with someone like her, which I think she is a little green, but who isn't when it comes to getting their first start in the WWE? But she's still improving. She's just she's been on WWE for roughly a year now. So what do you expect for the Storm to do in WWE? Other than getting better, which that's what she's working on. She's in the process of doing. She may not be perfect, but WWE have her team with Bianca Belair for a good reason. To have somebody that's well established, and more experienced, that she could study off the her performance with. Yeah. But let me know down in the comment section right down below what's your opinion. Your podcast right now. Okay. Well, what is it? You have to go to put me right out there. Put Nikki out? Okay. So pause your podcast, Jordan. Okay, Assassinators, I'll be right back. But yeah. Okay, let's go. Why is it not following your podcast? Oh, don't worry about it. All right, Assassinators, I'm back here, and I'll ask you this question. Like, and maybe it's for a reason that they teamed her with Bianca Belair, despite not having much, like I'll say, much chemistry. And some might say this is kind of racist by saying like just because they're the same culture doesn't mean they have anything in common. I would say the only thing I see they have in common is their strength, and I believe that's what the reason why Triple H yeah, that's the reason why Triple H probably booked her to be in a partnership with Bianca Belair, and then also build things up to a future showdown between the two, which some tells me it probably will be at WrestleMania in April of 2025, WrestleMania 41, of course. But yeah, maybe she's not perfect, but that doesn't mean she's terrible when it comes to performance, and she's a fake, which obviously she isn't. She looks totally brutal and dominant. I think that's the least that's what Jay Cargill is. It's fake. But moving on, we got Triple H sends a message to the OG Bloodline and New Bloodline ahead of their War Games match. The Chief Content Officer Triple H sent a message to the original Bloodline and the New Bloodline ahead of their highly anticipated clash at War Games. The the two factions will across paths at the upcoming Survivor Series Premium Live event. And following Roman Reigns' loss to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania XL, Solo Sikoa created his new bloodline. He added Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and Jacob Fatu to his version of the family faction while removing Paul Heyman and Jimmy Uso in the process. And on Twitter, Triple H shared a Triple H shared a message ahead of the War Games match between the two versions of the Bloodline. He further hyped up the clash set for Survivor Series. He writes when a bloodline divides, the War Games begin, and you can see it for yourself from the head of creative and head booker and chief content officer himself. With him tweeting this, we were showing the images of the old and the new bloodline, and
he looks like
and and what are your thoughts on Mr. Paul Triple H Vex message to this bloodline battle? Yes.
He looks like Store.
You look like Store, right?
For the superheroes. I don't need to change.
Okay, I'm just checking. Okay, what is it, Birdie Bird?
It's nothing.
Then why are you doing here, asking Uncle Super Ninja Austin a question?
Join.
But anyways, Assassin.
I just watched that yesterday.
Oh, bother. Excuse me for a moment. But yeah, What's your opinions on WW? What's your opinions on WWE? What's your opinions on WWE? Like about like in like and do you think this is gonna be the most painful and the most brutal match of the night of the pay per view or premium live event? Let me know in the comments down below. But I'm gonna talk more about this before I can continue with this. But yeah, excuse me for just a second. But let's
Jordan, I can't get up.
why are you? All right, assassinators, I'm back. But as what I was saying, we got Sam Roberts now. Like wants Paul Heyman to reunite with the line, and after Sol Sokoa took charge of the new bloodline, he removed Paul Heyman like from the faction and moved Paul Heyman from the faction, and uh and the wise men refused to acknowledge Solo as his tribal chief. Like speaking on the Not Sam Wrestling podcast, Sam Roberts stated that Paul Heyman should return for the Survivor Series Premium Live event and reunite with the original Bloodline members. He said Paul Heyman like has to have to be back for War Games. The Wise Men has to be back, and the OG Bloodline, if only like for one night, has to be a unit. On the last week's edition of SmackDown, Sami Zayn finally pledged his out his out his his out uh, uh, and elegance to Roman Reigns and the Usos. The former honorary Us saved Reigns from an ambush led by Solo Sikoa. He also rejected Solo's offer to join the new bloodline. The week on Monday Night Raw, the Usos and Sami Zayn attempted to recruit the fifth member of the War Games match. Jay Uso approached Rey Mysterio, uh, the Rey Mysterio and Jimmy Uso approached the reigning Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker. Like Sami Zayn tried his luck with Seth Rollins and then attempt to reunite the Rollins Reigns duo. However, the former Universal Champion refused the offer. But who do you think is going to be the fifth member of Team OG Bloodline? And do you want and do you think Paul Heyman will be making his long? How long he's been out? Like probably since July, if I'm mistaken, or maybe it was June. Either month, either month, it make pretty much like his 5 or 4 or 5 month awaited return. Like ever since he got kicked out of the bloodline, when Solo because he did not want to acknowledge Solo Sikoa as the next tribal chief. And do you think he will be the helpful factor, like to the original bloodline? Like, let me know down in the comment section right down below. But here's where we got a major champion, like not like we got a major champion, not Nia Jax, looks fake and plastic compared to Liv Morgan, like claims an ex WWE employee. A former WWE employee, like recently slammed a current champion for her in-ring work. Like he claimed that. Wait a minute, I already said this. Okay, never mind. Next up, we got A Town Down Under like news now, but most specifically, with Grayson Waller makes shocking statement about his WWE tag team partner Austin Theory. The WWE superstars Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, also known as A Town Down Under, like have been a tag team on television for over a year now. In the past few months, they have there have been signs of tension like between the duo, and the Australian star recently discussed like the possibility of a split. Theory and Waller clinched the SmackDown Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia in a thrilling six-pack tag team ladder match. Later, the titles were rebranded as the WWE Tag Team Championships. However, a Town Down Under's reign was cut short when the duo lost the go-to DIYs Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, like on the July 5th edition of July 5th 2024 edition of the Blue Brand. Like last week, on SmackDown, like the Aussie icon and the unproven one battle like the Motor City Machine Guns in the tag team match, like in contest that saw tension flare like between the A Town Down Under members. Like Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley took home the victory in the win. And then on during a recent episode, in an interview with Chris Van Vliet of the Inside, the host of the Inside podcast, he asked like that a common. I mean, yeah, he said that a common storyline in tag team wrestling involved like one partner betraying the other, and Van Vliet hinted that Grayson Waller might be the one to turn on his partner in this case. And but the 34-year-old WWE star admitted that he would be the one to potentially betray Austin Theory if either of them were to turn on the other. Like, kind of giving some spark and teases what could potentially could happen by stating it would of the two of us it would with the two of us it 100% would be me turning my back on Austin Theory, which that's very shocking because normally when somebody turns on their partner they don't like they don't reveal it right onto an interview, like on a podcast interview, especially being that like if they aren't going to say that on the show, like why they would say it on an interview, like so you never know like who's gonna be turning on who. Maybe could be doing that just to add some fuel to the fire, like to make fans to believe that Grayson Waller could be turning on Austin, like only for Austin doing it, like making it the other way around. But this is only my opinion on the matter. Like I'm not sure if I should be naming nobody's names. Like not trying to be like if I'm against him. I'm just looking at how the way I see it. Like because normally when somebody say that they could turn on their partner, like about a couple of times, which I totally forgot. I cannot recall who said this in the interview, like to make an example out of this. But I remember hearing it from somebody that said they kind of teased like something like this, like they could be the one to turn on their partner, but only for be the other way around. I do think Grayson Waller would still, but either way, do you still think that Grayson Waller could still betray Austin Theory, despite him teasing it on his interview with Chris Van Vliet? Or do you think it's going to be, like I said, the other way around with Austin Theory going to be turning on him? But I think it's going to be, yeah, maybe Grayson Waller because Austin Theory looks like the top babyface star. If any of these guys split, like it definitely has to be Austin Theory has to go babyface at this point. But moving on, we got more Grayson Waller news. Like further explains why he might turn on his tag team partner. Like and now we got some understanding why he would reveal like the reason why he would betray on his teammate. Like in the eyes, the icon further explain the factors could potentially lead to a future split with Austin Theory. Like he revealed this I in the exact same interview with Chris Van Vliet on the latest episode of The Insight. Grayson Waller claimed that the former United States champions he is hum his humility like and his humility and respectfulness could hinder their partnership in WWE as he prioritized winning over everything else. He he added, Austin Theory is a good guy. Like he's super humble. He's super respectful. It make me sick like sometimes because I'm like I love that you do that and you want to sign the photos and you want to be nice to all the kids like and all that type of thing like but we need to lock in like we got to do whatever it takes to be the best here, and I think that's where differ in opinion. Like only time will tell, like if the WWE universe will witness the split like of the eight town down under members before the road to WrestleMania 41 kicks off. And do you think that we will indeed see Grayson Waller and Austin Theory will indeed have a split between one another, or do you think? What are your opinions on? And if you think so, like who do you think is going to be the one turning on the other? Is it going to be Grayson on Austin or Austin to Grayson? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, we're like, yeah, like I think it's gonna be Grayson Waller, like because Grayson Waller seemed like the more biggest heel, and it's like what Grayson Waller said, like and I want to ask you the question: do you think? And also want to ask you the question: do you think it will be that particular reason why Grayson Waller would betray Austin because he's more of the humble and nicer guy, while he's the more maniacal one, like in. Like with him, like trying to be nice to the kids and give out autographs and show and showed his response in of his appreciations of them being showing their support and their fandom to him. Like every time that he comes on TV, I do think what's gonna, and then we probably could see Grayson Waller be very upset with Austin Theory about this, and this is where he could betray him by attacking him, like when the next time to get an opportunity of a lifetime will win back their WWE Tag Team Championship, only for them to come up short once again, whether if it's against like a Street Profits or maybe DIY or even Pretty Deadly, like the lowest ranked tag team in Friday Night SmackDown thus far, and this is where we can see them like see Grace Waller attacking attacking what's his name, Austin Theory, Miz style, I guess you could say, with him being like the Miz of the Miz, like the Miz of the A Town Down Under, like when the Miz turned on John Morrison when. Like twice, like when they were a team, like the first time from like 2007 to 2009, and then the other time was like from 2019 till 2021, like for those 2 years of being a team, only for the Miz to turn on Morrison, which I can see that happening. Like, and then they could feud up to on the road to WrestleMania 41 and have Austin Theory finally have his moment. And this time it won't be like forced. It'll be like with the fans getting over him. But yeah, let me know about this in the comment section right down below. But I think it's gonna end up happening like towards maybe between I'd say maybe at the beginning of 2020, maybe 2025, and this is where like they try to get another shot. Like we got to be worried. Like with Austin Theory will keep continuing to be very pissed off. Austin Theory's being distracted by being a nice, humble guy when he's supposed to be mean and bad. Like, and he's supposed to be caring. The only thing he should be caring about is racking up wins in the tag division and winning back their tag team championships. Like, but yeah, that's what's probably going to be the downfall. We can see him turning on him, and this where they can this where they end up eventually turning on him with in a number one contenders match, or even like a championship match. What if it's the Motor City Machine Gun, the Street Profits, or even the what's their names, the DIY that could win. That could be tag team champions, and then this is where this could blow a gasket off of Grayson Waller and explode, and then just went up and go up and start attacking him, saying this is the final straw. The final straw that broke. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. And then this is where he'll beat him up to a very bruised up pulp, or maybe a bruised up. What's the better term? Like the terminology of this fact. I'll say beating him up into I'll say in a broken state, like with him beating him up breaking him physically, like and maybe even mentally, like but in a way that's gonna be him being more of a change of heart, like with him being more of a like what's that word? Like being more of a let's say be more like of a baby face like than ever before. Like even when they probably try to have if they had any plans of him being a baby face before, well they finally probably successfully execute into that. Like if he does get betrayed by Grayson Waller. But moving on, like we're gonna end today's wrestling news like to Raquel Rodriguez receives a message from Liv Morgan after they failed to win the Women's World Championship. Let's hope that she does not be put on timeout like Mercedes Moné did with Camille, which some tells me is going to be somewhere similar to that. But only one way to find out is the report this to you assassinators like on what's the update. And now it says on Monday Night Raw, like Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez failed to win the women's tag team championships. Taken to Twitter, like formerly now known as X, I should say, like formerly known as Twitter. Like Morgan sent a message to Raquel Rodriguez. Rodriguez returned after a 7-month hiatus, like at the Bad Blood Premium Live event last event. Like she helped Morgan retain the Women's World Championship, like against Rhea Ripley, and became like the newest member of the Judgment Day. On X, Morgan shared a photo of with Rodriguez and highly praised her. Like she even called the former NXT Women's Champion the greatest tag team partner, despite their failed attempt to win the Women's World Championship. And wow, I guess that's not a punishment. It's more likely a compliment in giving her high praise, which I thought she was going to give her like a punishment timeout, like to be put in the doghouse, just like the brick house. But I guess this is great news for the former NXT Women's Champion. Excuse me. But yeah, she writes the greatest tag team partner, best friend, bodyguard of all time. Like, and you can see it right here, right down below on this tweet that the former, that the current women's world champion and former women's tag team champion uploaded on her X account, which you can see for yourself. and and it says Liv Morgan spoke highly herself in the Judgment Day in a recent conversational interview with the Billboard. But before I get into that, I want to ask you, Assassinators, what's your thoughts on Liv Morgan giving her high praise, onto Raquel Rodriguez, and doing a complete opposite of what the CEO would have done, like just get the job done against what's her name, Chris Statlander, which I hope she does get justice, for herself and also for yours truly as well. But yeah, but yeah, Liv Morgan did the complete opposite, which that's probably the only thing that she has done. Like that's the totally different. Like probably other than another thing, like two things that Liv Morgan is doing that's complete opposite what the CEO is doing over at the other company, which is AEW. But but yeah, like I was surprised. I'm surprised that she didn't give her a punishment rather than just giving her praise. Like she did her best. Like they did not became the three-time women's tag team champions, but there's better luck next time. And she's still the best tag partner, best friend, and best bodyguard that she has ever hung out with. Well, that's probably the only best bodyguard and I'll say the only best bodyguard, of course, but yeah, the best only, and the rest is the best friend and tag partner she's ever been in the ring with. I do think they will be winning the women's tag team champions, like despite this failed challenge that they took on the current women's tag champs. Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But let's move on to the next slide. We got some more news to talk about the wrap things up on SNA's podcast, and that is Liv Morgan speaks highly about herself and the faction that she's now teaming with, which is the Judgment Day, of course. Like while speaking to the Billboard, like she spoke highly about herself and her faction. After the SummerSlam 2024 Premium Live event, Morgan joined the faction, and replaced the former women's world champion Rhea Ripley. She was betrayed by, and the former women's world champion was also betrayed by Dirty Dominic, who assisted Morgan in retaining her title. And And during that interview, the 30-year-old called herself the most powerful woman in WWE. She said, "As for me, they've made me like the most powerful woman in WWE. I literally I'm literally untouchable right now. No one can touch me. No one can do what I've done because I've made history and I have the most dominant group behind me." Morgan won the women's world championship at the King and Queen of the Ring Premium Live event. She betrayed, she not betrayed, I said betrayed, defeated Becky Lynch. She defeated Becky Lynch to win the title after Ripley was forced to vacate the title due to an injury. It now remains to be seen how things turned out for the inaugural crown jewel champion, leading up to the Survivor Series War Games Premium Live event, at the end of the month. And then we also going to be seeing. They also teased that we could be seeing a women's War Games match that's going to feature Liv Morgan along with Raquel Rodriguez and their crown jewel rivals that could be turned into temporary allies. Her fellow women's champion Nia Jax and her friend Tiffany Stratton could take on a group of baby faces, which is going to feature the women's tag team champions that Liv Morgan tried to beat, like alongside Raquel, which is Bianca and Jade, with alongside Naomi, and even the form of Io Sky. Even though like Bianca have not seen eye to eye with the genius of the Sky from the last 2 years, but now like they have a common enemy out of Liv Morgan, they're definitely gonna be working together. Like, and it's gonna probably be at War Games, which I wouldn't be surprised if the baby faces get the W, just like the babyface OG bloodline. But yeah, I do think that's what's going to happen at the end of the month at November 30th. That's the day that Survivor Series is going to take place. I believe so, but let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong. Correct me down below. But yeah, I guess that's it for today, Assassinators, on the wildest and intriguing news stories and rumors that you Assassinators need to know. And let me know down in the comments below which one was your favorite out of this list. If I had to pick one, what would it be? I'll say I'll say maybe the Bloodline one, the Bloodline news. Like what? Let's see. Like on who's exactly going to be the fifth member, because that's probably the most main interest in WWE right now. And I'll give second to, I'll say, maybe to AJ Styles, potentially replacing Finn Balor as the new member of the Judgment Day. But let me know which one's your favorites out of this list. And yeah, and if you like this video, like when I hope so y'all do, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button, considering hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for more SNA content videos. Make sure to check out my NXT review later this evening, where after it goes off the air, of course, and we're gonna be talking about like who qualified in the men's and women's Iron Survivor match, and it's going to start off with the women's qualifier match with Cora Jade and Soruka. And then the men's, like, it's going to start off with Wesley and Cedric Alexander. We're also going to be seeing the women's North American Championship also going to be on the line, with Kalani Jordan getting a rematch against the woman that beat her at Halloween Havoc, which is Fallon Henley of the Fatal Influence. And this where and we're also going to be seeing Adriana Rizzo going to be trying to seek some revenge over Nikita Lyons after a few weeks ago when she got attacked by Nikita Lyons. But let me know who's going to win all these matches respectively in the comment section right now on tonight's show. And I hope you Assassinators have fun and blessed and safe Tuesday afternoon. And I'll see you all in the next video with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye-bye, my Assassinators. And I will see you guys later on into the next video. But in the meantime, just stay good to yourself. And yeah, and don't ever doubt yourself of doing anything that you dream of doing. Just work hard for it, and you will be seeing the outcome. And also believe in yourself as well. And that's what's gonna make it even more quicker to for you to find your dreams that you want to do in life. I thought I might give you those inspirational words, because yeah, it's true. It happened to me, sort of, in a way. I wanted to start doing these YouTube videos, and I finally I wanted to be like an independent YouTuber, just like my fellow YouTubers, and look at me right now. But I also want to do a couple more things, in what I'd be talking about in the SNA podcast. But yeah, would you probably be seeing me doing that very shortly? But in the meantime, just expect me to continue making these videos in the foreseeable future. Even if I am gonna be following my other dreams in life, and yeah, and I'm still gonna be doing these blogs of making these review videos for wrestling and other sports, and even animation as well, and movies. And yeah, make sure to stay tuned for all those stuff in the foreseeable future. But I guess that's gonna be it for today, Assassinators. And yeah, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys again on the next video. Bye bye.